Yes,
Yeah, it's recording now.
Okay. Welcome everybody in this webinar from Titan. It's the last webinar we have before summer. The Titan project is about developing transparency solutions for transforming the food system. And today we have invited two speakers that will present on behalf of their Horizon Europe projects that are working on the same topic, but then specifically for the seafood supply chain. And we have some passion within Titan for the seafood supply chain because the consumption of seafood fits very well in a healthy and sustainable diet. And there are indeed quite some questions about where the seafood comes from, the origin, and how it is caught or the seafood is grown. So it's a very nice and relevant sector to be active in. The first presentation will be given by Nives Ogrinc from the Jožef Stefan Institute of Slovenia, and she will present on the FishEUTrust project. And the second presentation will be given by Sebastien Gaide from Tilkal, and he will present on the C2C project and the use of blockchain technology. As usual, we have a program. I will give a short introduction, then we have the two presentations. There will be some time for Q&A, and then we will be split up in two different groups. One group will be with Nives, the other one will be with me and Sebastien. And then we have prepared some questions for discussions, but of course, when you have other questions, please feel free to ask them. And you can also put your questions in the Q&A or the chat function. The Titan project, as I said, is focusing on transparency and traceability in the food supply chain. And we have identified 4 key expertise areas within our project. One is to enable consumers to make informed food choices. And we split this one into 2. One aspect is more focused on food safety and authenticity, and another one about informing and educating the consumer. A very important key expertise area is facilitating supply chain sustainability. We look at environmental and social aspects, but also at economic support for SMEs. The third key expertise area is the implementation of new innovative technologies. And we have 2 categories. One is faster and more accurate detection methods. This can also include the use of sensors and the implementation of disruptive digital technologies. And we were very pleased to see that the same combination of technologies is also visible in the FishEUTrust project, for instance. And then it's important for us to take the food system approach, which means that we really would like to work towards a sustainable food system. And we also want to, let's say, help partners to be successful in innovation. Oh, I'm sorry. Within Titan, we have developed a network of expertise with the help of ASTI. That is now, Elena is from ASTI that is helping to organize this webinar. You can become a member of this network of expertise. At this moment, we have already close to 200 experts in our community. And the benefits for you include, so let's say what's in it for me. You can join a vibrant community, you can stay informed and contribute. You can expand your network, you have early access to information and multimedia, and you can shape the future of our food system and also help Titan with the final event that they will be organizing. We give out a newsletter every 3 months. Aphrodite, who is in this meeting, does a lot of work for this newsletter, where we bring news items that are relevant or interesting for our partners or those that are interested. There was a really nice policy workshop in Rome earlier this year in May. We have a partner that is active in the seafood supply chain, the GDST, and there was a side event at a conference with this these two projects, C2C and FishEUTrust, and the Titan project. And then we had a small article that is available online about the Titan project. But there's much more news if you want to see, and you can check out our website. And then we are proud to announce that next year, 17 and 18 of June, we will have our final conference, our final event, co-organized by ILSE Europe, EFOST, ASTI, and all the other partners of Titan. And the core theme will be implementing innovative technologies to build sustainable supply chains for a better food system. And we want to deliver the latest innovations in transparency and traceability. We have quite an ambitious program. There will be a scientific program. We will have a program with 3 parallel sessions with then more than 80 oral presentations. We also invite those that are interested to submit posters. And we hope to have a really nice marketplace with hopefully more than 30 startups, including AIT Food and other Horizon Europe projects like FCOP, Catalyze, Data for Food 2030 probably. And we will have a nice networking area for one-to-one meetings. And well, we would like to organize some awards for startups, maybe the most sustainable one, the one that's best in food safety, for instance. And for the scientific program, I said we had 3 parallel sessions. We have 4 tracks. One is food safety, food fraud. The other one is informing, educating the consumer, building sustainable supply chains, implementing innovative technologies. And we also would like to have awards for young scientists, maybe the best oral presentation and the best poster, and you are all invited to submit your abstracts. Yeah, for the next webinar, the next webinar is 6th of September. It's about enabling consumers to make informed food choices. And well, we have invited Open Food Facts, and then they will be presented by Manon Corneille. And Open Food Facts is a food products database made by everyone for everyone. So this is quite a democratic approach. You could say it involves citizen science. And then we have involved Michiel de Bouw. He was involved in a project together with Elena a few years ago. He is linked with KU Leuven and Cienzano, both also in Leuven. And he will speak about policy mixes and the multi-actor learning communities in food system transitions. So you will receive more information when this is confirmed. This is it. This is my small introduction. And then I give now the floor to Nives to present the FishEUTrust project.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, it's fine.
Yes, and you can see the slides as well.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank you for this invitation, and I'm very happy to see also the C2C presentation project because it's our sister project on the same call. And I'm going to present you what innovation technologies has been used or has been developed in the FishEUTrust project in relation to the enhancing consumer trust using sensors, genomics, and blockchain technologies. Just a second. Okay. Looking at the technology overview, we take into account all the different technology available at to have the most sustainable or the most transparent seafood supply chain using the physical testing. These are the scientific methods that are usually used for food authenticity and safety. We also developed the advanced sensors to detect the contaminants and toxins and measuring the freshness. Then we also applied the Internet of Things with different devices in the production and also in the supply chain. And also we are working now on the blockchain technology so that we can organize the data in such a way that can be useful for the traceability and can be useful also for the different stakeholders, including consumers. So starting with the physical testing, we applied metagenomic, advanced DNA barcoding, and stable isotope approach in order to identify the species origin and type of production, which means wild versus aquaculture. And of course, all of them has some advantages and also disadvantages. And let's see what we have found. Our focus in the FishEUTrust is on the sea bream and the mussels. We take the samples from different regions, covering Mediterranean region and also Atlantic region. And we were analyzing these samples. It was about 120 samples for different parameters. We found out that the DNA barcoding was quite efficient, but it was interesting to see that the wild and aquaculture Spanish samples, which are here, maybe you cannot. How do I get the? Doesn't matter. Indicate high degree of genetic affinity, while the others, not from Malta and Portugal, not so much. But we were, as expected, seeing the stable isotope approach is quite efficient if we want to differentiate the wild and farmed sea bream, because the isotopic composition of wild sea bream is enriched in heavier isotopes, both carbon and nitrogen. And this is because this is related actually to the feeding patterns, because the aquaculture sea bream are fed with the terrestrial sources of the food, of the feed. So the second part was related to the microbiological traceability using target, non-target metagenomics to identify quality, safety, and also traceability. So first of all, we developed the standard operational procedure, and we found out that the gills is the most appropriate part of the fish that can be used for the DNA extraction to get the traceability from different countries. But we also perform some experiments to see or to identify the specific bacteria that are related to the spoilage. So that means that we sample or we perform some experiments for different days to see how the microbial community has changed during these days. Then looking at of course, all the data has been statistically evaluated using the fish microbiome as a biomarker. And you can see that this is the discriminant analysis and the heat map, and you can see that we can differentiate the fish according to the region, but of course, according to the clustering, but of course, some overlapping has occurred. But in the next step, in the last step, we would like to, or we put together all the data that we have using the barcodes, metagenomic and isotopic biomarkers to see and apply artificial intelligence to see if we get appropriate separation. And of course, isotopes and elemental composition are something that has been already used for several decades about the region, to identify the region of production. And we found out that quite good separation has been obtained with both methods, decision tree and random forest. Of course, the metagenomic, with the metagenomic data, this was quite different. But because we have a lot of data and in comparison to isotopes and elements, we need to reduce the data in order to apply appropriate statistical methods. And with this, we do the person correlation matrix to see what are the relationship within these parameters. And then at the end, we decided to select 30 parameters that were not really correlated. But we found out that metagenomics data are not so good and they are not so robust and they are not accurate and so robust, specifically because the standard deviation is quite high. Looking at the decision tree, but then when we combined the data, we saw that metagenomic data can be useful to get a little better differentiation, which can be seen in this in this graph, and you can see that Malta and Spain samples can be greatly separated, but we found some overlapping with the Portuguese one. But nevertheless, we think that this application is quite useful. Although, of course, when we're dealing with isotopes, it's much more cheaper and much more effective. And then in the next part, we were developing smart control systems to see the continuous monitoring of different quality parameters. This is quite important because we can reduce the waste for accurately determining, and as well to assure the safety in the whole supply chain with, I would say, like cost-effective sensors technologies that we developed. We were focusing on 4 different sensor technologies. We developed the sensors for detection of pathogenic bacteria or antibiotics. These are the electrochemical sensors targeting dangerous bacteria such as Salmonella. Then while electrochemical sensors for the antibiotics were good for identifying vancomycin, tetracycline, and cephalosporin. Then the next sensor was developed to detect the marine toxins, and this after sensors has been produced to detect octadic acid and saxitoxin. And the last sensor is the sensor for freshness. We know that a lot of sensors on freshness are available on the market, but this one integrates this is the integrated electrochemical chemotransistor, which includes conducting polymer of the chemosensitive material, and we believe that this sensor is much more sensitive comparing to the others. All these technologies has been also presented at the Research and Innovation conference for a competitive green transition conference that was actually just 2 weeks ago in Brussels. And you can also find other technologies to engage the consumers, including the virtual supermarket that were also presented at this conference on our website. But we also combine our freshness safety with metagenomic data. We try to identify the bacteria genera structure, comparing to different or microbial community in sea bream samples from Malta, Portugal, and Spain. And according to the statistical evaluation, it is seen that Malta is more pronounced by the Shevonella. Then Staphylococcus is more relevant for Portuguese samples, and from Spanish samples, the Photobacteria was the most abundant. We also connected this bacteria generated through different days and connect this to the freshness sensors, and you can again see that Photobacterium is the most abundant one after some day of the exposure of the fish, of measuring the metagenomic data. The next part is related to the digital solution. We have different approaches. One is the benchmark tool, which is the Seafood Tomorrow, which was actually done by Eurofir, but we want to digitalize it. And we also would like to connect this benchmark tool with the nutritional database that is available by the Eurofir. Then we also apply the IoT system. We have the Cobalia IoT system, which is already on the market. We want to upgrade it, and also the Montenegro one. And we also want to do the prototype product passport or QR code based on the smart tag using the blockchain solution and software. So looking at the IoT system, Cobalia Oxygard already provide this Cobalia IoT system, which is available for the farmers, and can be and is connected with different sensors measuring the pH, salinity, concentration of oxygen. But they want to upgrade this system with additional information. One information is related to the CO2 footprint, and also they want to connect it with the nutritional status of the fish. While in the Montenegro fish farming, we were applying IoT system monitoring for water quality and feed using, I would say. But also here we upgrade the IoT system with the GPS location and cold storage, which is monitoring in the trucks to see if to assure that that for fish the short chain is really taking the cold it is really the cold storage. This data can be then integrated in our so-called platform, FishEUTrust platform, which is connecting with different infrastructures and system, as I already mentioned, Seafood Tomorrow and Cobalia. But we also developed the ontologies, so that means that we can connect our data with other data available at the European level, such as Blue Cloud or FNS Cloud. But on the other hand, we want to engage also the consumers by including the gamification or nudging with the mobile app. So we also developed the game for to educate the consumers and to engage them to promote the seafood consumption. Looking at the product passport and QR code, actually this platform is divided or has 3 different modules. One is the traceability module. You can see how that this traceability module goes through the batches. You can see here that you can start with different batches. You can merge the batches. This is the unit for the traceability. You can split them. And then you can get the last one, like batch 9 and batch 8, which are the most active one, which includes all the information available that can be used for the consumers stored in the blockchain, would say. And then the second module is related to the measurements. These measurements means that we connected also our sensors to the platform. That means not only IoT systems, but also the measurements of toxins and also for the bacteria and the bacteria and bacteria and also the antibiotics. And then we also want to connect, or it will be also connect to different databases I already showed available, so that the information can be related to the not only traceability but also to the recipes and also to the nutritional values. And the third model is related to the security. Of course, this provides the function related to the security authentication and authorization. We now developed actually the first beta version of this FishEUTrust platform. We still is under discussion what information or what data should be the most important for the consumers that we can that can be seen in this passport. We have some experience in the wine production chain, so we would like to combine this expertise that we see. But at the moment, we are now testing this platform, and in the next period, we will try to develop this passport for the consumers but also for the other stakeholders. But this is still under development and under debate. So this is all from my side. I would like to thank you for your attention, and if you like to see more information, here is you can follow us on the social media and our website.
Okay, thank you very much. Great presentation, very interesting. I first ask Sebastien to present, and then there's time for questions. So please, people in the audience, keep your questions until the moment that you are ready. Okay, Sebastien, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Edward. Thank you for the invitation and the occasion to the opportunity to present some technical aspect of the C2C project. First, a little introduction about C2C. So the C2C project focuses on the deployment of an innovative blockchain-based traceability technology in order to enhance trust and transparency in the seafood sector. In doing so, the project seeks to increase the visibility and consumption of sustainable seafood across Europe. Consumers are increasingly looking for transparency in the products they buy, including seafood. And yet seafood often has a complex origin and lacks clear information on its provenance, species, fishing techniques, and sustainability. To remedy this, the European Union is implementing environmental and food safety policies aimed at making seafood production and consumption more sustainable, inclusive, and safe. A number of challenges remain, such as the lack of digitalization, the absence of suitable tools for food traceability, and the difficulty of linking sustainability and traceability of EU seafood products. So the C2C project is part of these efforts. The project duration is 4 years from July 2022 to July 2026. It involves 14 partners from 6 European countries. So first, why C2C? So we want to answer this question. Where does my seafood come from? Not that simple. We want to enhance trust, transparency, traceability in the European seafood sector. We want to boost the visibility for sustainable seafood actors. And we want to encourage multi-stakeholder dialogue on the social innovation. In doing so, we are seeking some key benefits like healthier oceans and empowered consumers and a resilient global food system. So how it works? First, we have to collect data across the value chain. We have to somehow validate this data, verify it, and we are basing our technology on a blockchain-based platform, mainly for auditability. More on this later. And we are developing some user-friendly applications for first professionals to make them able to share data, and also consumers to make the information about the products visible. We have a few case studies with different species and in different countries like Greece, Portugal, and Spain. Ecuador also with a tuna use case. Well, we really want to transform seafood traceability using this technology, and we want to encourage sustainable consumption and promote innovation in industry. For today's presentation, I wanted to focus on the data collection technologies we have implemented to make the C2C platform a reality. And I wanted to deep dive especially into the blockchain technology, the blockchain network, why and how we are using such technology. So why a blockchain? When we first thought about traceability platform, we have listed set of requirements, and what was clear is that we wanted to make it very easy to onboard traceability actors. We wanted to make each actor independent, so that they will be able to, let's say, prove what kind of information has been shared in case of a problem. And we wanted the data to be immutable. So I'm sure there are a lot of technologies to do that, and I'm sure blockchain is not the unique solution to implement this. But since it's a proven technology and it's an existing technology and it works, we decided to use blockchain to implement with our platform. So a few words about each of these 3 points. So easy traceability actor onboarding. It's very easy to install blockchain node. It's part of the infrastructure of the actor, so it's something that is easy to do, that will follow all the security rules of the actor, and it's nowadays installing a blockchain node is a very basic task. But we can also share a common node. So, for example, in this schema, we can see that some actors are their own node, and if they have not the possibility to provide such a service, they can use a node provided, for example, by a brand or an industry. And if you are a supplier of this brand, you can act as a supplier using a provided node. What we have to understand is the node is a single entry point for an actor to share data. Independent audit capability. So the blockchain database is replicated on each node. So you need nobody on nothing else than this to be able to get an audit of what has been shared. And this is a very important characteristic of the platform. Immutable data, yes, that's a property of the blockchain, and the blocks add up and they are never removed. It's a ledger, so you can add information, you cannot remove information from it. Of course, it's possible to correct information you declare or share by sending a new version of the information, but it will not remove the previous one. Here we have a schematic representation of the C2C blockchain network. In the upper part of the graph, we can see the blockchain nodes, the network that is represented by a black line. And the blue line represents the SaaS part of the platform. And we will see later on how these two components are linked together. So like I said, each stakeholder can have its own node or can use a shared node. But like here we can see, for example, smart water cloud service that we use for all the use case based on aquaculture. It's a service that will send data to the platform, and all the clients of the smart water cloud service will be able to share information into the traceability service using a smart water node. Nodes are easily accessible. We are using standard and secure technology like HTTPS, and it's very easy to, for example, develop a mobile application or web application. Any HTTP client can submit data to a node. Just a few words about what is not the blockchain, because that's a question that comes regularly. The blockchain will not transform erroneous data into correct data. That's a fact. It's not a guarantee that the data is true or correct, nor accurate. And the blockchain itself will not store all the data. It will store only some fingerprints of the data, because at the time of the conception of the platform, blockchain database were not made to handle big volumes. Okay, so let's see how we use blockchain inside C2C platform. And to do that, we will have a look at the data flow. So here we have a big picture of the blockchain network, how it's used to collect data. So basically, a supply chain actor will use his blockchain node to share data with other actors. And at the end of this process, it will be possible to reach the consumer and give some information about the product to the consumer. A few key points about sharing data using the C2C platform. So first, a common language has to be used because in a supply chain, data is everywhere. All actors have different systems, different formats, different kind of data. And to be able to share this information, a common language is needed. So thankfully, this language already exists. It has been designed by GS1. It's Electronic Product Code Information Services, EPCIS for short. It's used to describe events, what has been done, how it has been done, where it has been done, and who has done it. All the data is not to be shared with all other actors, because in a traceability network, you can have competitors, for example, in the same network. So you want to share data with specific actors, and to do that in the C2C platform, you use an object that is called channel. We will have a look at it a little bit later. Data in transit is encrypted, and data at rest is also encrypted. It's very important because we are talking about confidential information provided by industrials, so not everything is to be seen by everybody. So when an actor decides to share data, for example, some production events, some transformation events, some, I don't know, shipping or receiving events, they are able to share this information with other supply chain actor, and they decide to who will be the recipients of the information using a channel. Here we have three actors, A, B, C. A will send some information and decide to share it with B and C. So first, the actor A will reach its node, send the data. The node will compute a fingerprint of the data. It will make a new transaction in the blockchain with this fingerprint. Basically, this fingerprint is a SHA-256 computation. And at the same time, the node will send an encrypted version of the data to a specific data bucket. Let's call it that way. And when the Tilkal node will see this new transaction, it will get back the data and copy the raw message to each recipient of the data. So this information is retrieved from the channel. About channel, let's have a look at why and how we are using channels in a C2C platform. So of course, data sharing is at the center of the platform, and we have to handle with great care who is able to see what information. Because sending data to a competitor, for example, would result in unintended result. So to share data with other actors, we are using channels, and channel is a small object containing a list of recipients. It's similar to I don't know, mailing list, for example. You are listing the recipient of your email, and here you are listing the recipient of your messages. But channels are immutable, so you when it's created, you cannot change it, and this is because we want full auditability of who has received information at any time. You can use as many channels as you want to get any combination of recipients, of course. You can close the channel so that you are sure that it's not used anymore. And to ensure independence of each actor, each one of them will receive a specific version of the data sent, specific in a way that it's encrypted for their eyes only. So they get a copy of the data, and this is so to make the audit easier. Again, just to be independent and in case of audit necessity. So how do we input what kind of data are shared in the C2C platform? So it's very easy to send data. Like I said, it's the node is listening using some very standard protocol like HTTP. So we have different kind of input methods. For example, our partner PageUp has developed some mobile applications to make it possible to get data on the field and send it to the platform. Like we said, Smart Water Cloud service is also able to send data to the platform. And data sent by Smart Water Cloud is about, production management, volume, food, medication, nutrition, and water information using their Medusa probe. We, as Tilkal, we also provide some web applications to input data using web forms, for example. And of course, each actor is able to extract data from their own systems like WMS or ERP and send it to their node. It's very easy to do so because the node is already in their infrastructure. A few words on the auditability feature of the platform. So we said that each actor has a copy of the fingerprint database inside their own blockchain node. Based on this, it's very easy to compute again a message fingerprint and ask the blockchain if this fingerprint is present in a transaction of a block. So to make this easier, it's a feature provided by the Tilkal Suite application. So you are totally autonomous if you want to prove that you have shared a specific information. Just to give an example of this kind of audit feature, when you have to recall a product, for example, you send a list of batch numbers to be recalled. Using the C2C platform, it's possible to do that, and you will be able to prove that the list was complete or no batch number was missing. So it's some kind of real example that has occurred in the past. So, okay, a few words about the node itself. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what is a node. So it's a central component of the C2C platform. It's very easy to set up. So it's a few commands to emit on a Linux instance, and the technical requirements are very low. Since we are using permissioned blockchain technology, you do not need to have a big capacity of computation for the consensus algorithm. So on the node, we install a few services to be able to get the data, to compute the fingerprint, and encrypt the message. And the last component itself is based on the multi-chain engine, so it's the blockchain engine, and all nodes are linked using this blockchain protocol that is based on the Bitcoin protocol. Yeah. Having said that, blockchain and technology is of course not the only work to be implemented to get some kind of traceability. In particular, the data is key for this kind of project. And the quality of the data is paramount. So that's why all the other partners of the project are working on listing what is important to share with the consumer, how to present this information to the consumer to make it understandable, useful, and here communication is key. Data about health, sustainability is at the heart of the information shared with the consumer. So all this work involves all the partners of the project. Okay, that's it for me, and I will be pleased to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, let's say that the floor is open for questions. So when anyone in the audience has a question, please let us know or speak up. Maybe you can stop sharing, Sebastien. Otherwise, I'll start. I have a question for Nives. At a certain moment in your presentation, you made a remark that you had sensors that were not connected via IoT, but maybe in another way. Do you remember what you said? Maybe can you explain this a little bit better?
Yeah, these are the sensors that I show. These two sensors, these three sensors are related to the bacteria, toxins, freshness, and antibiotics. You could see that this is the app where you can put and the potentiostat, so that you can put the samples on this potentiostat, and you can see if the bacteria is present or not, for example, or if the toxins are present or not. And then this is connected to the FishEUTrust platform. This is not of course, this is not directly, how to say, you need to have this potentiostat, you need to have the methodology that you can measure this, and you can then see if the bacteria is present or not, or antibiotics. But you don't need to be connected to the platform. This can be done by itself, by its own, or can be. That
Okay.
was, yeah. The other IoT systems, which are the sensors for oxygen, I think that pH, salinity, these are connected directly to the platform.
So when they are directly connected to the platform, then it's IoT, and
Yes.
when they are not, when
Yes.
maybe when they're connected to a smartphone.
It's
then,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we are trying to connect also these smartphones. I mean, these sensors also to the platform. We provide this connection to the platform as well. But of course, you need these sensors, and then you can use.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Sebastien, I have a question for you. In your introduction, you showed some examples, and then one of the questions that consumers could ask was, where does my seafood come from? And that refers to the origin. Do you think that consumers have a high interest to know if it is sustainably caught or sustainably produced, the seafood? Is that an important question for consumers?
Well, I would say for some of the consumers it is.
Yes.
And the objective of the project is to make it easier for all the consumers to ask themselves this question. And to do that, we have to provide some information about some fishing zones, for example, where it's more sustainable to fish, which species in which period of the year, etc., etc. So it's a lot of education, and that's part of the project to make it easier to get this information. And the application we have developed to present information to the consumer provide some kind of maps, some kind of information about what it is okay to buy in which fishery zone at which period of the year, etc., etc. It's a lot of information, it's a lot of education, and we have to do that, because otherwise we do not know what we are buying. Oh, you are muted, Edward.
Of course, you have these MSC systems.
Yes,
But I
yes.
think
There are certifications, there are labels, but it's the same thing. Are you sure you know what is behind a certification? What does it mean to have this kind of label? It's very difficult or very easy to think that because there is a label, it's okay it's sustainable to buy this product or not. So again, it's an education problem. We have to be more involved when we buy products, to be more informed about is it okay to buy this box I have in my hands or not.
Yes, thank you. Then Nives, you showed in your presentation that let's say what is done in your project is linked to EOSC and Blue Cloud, FNS Cloud, and so on. Can you explain a little bit what these organizations do and how you are connected?
Yes, at the moment we were involved in this project before, and we develop appropriate ontology. So that means that we can now, you don't need probably to get the database and just to copy in your system, but you need the connection to this system. So we develop some ontologies that we can connect our data to the and semantics to connect our data with these databases. But we have a very good group working on this at Jožef Stefan Institute, but at the moment, because we were connected to we were the part of the FNS Cloud, we want to connect first the data with the FNS Cloud, because it was also including the fish, and then also to the database related to the Seafood Tomorrow, and then see how this, and then to the EOSC. But this is theoretically, no? Sometimes it's not so easy, you know, we are talking a lot about the EOSC and the connections, but honestly, it's not working efficiently yet. I'm sure that this can be done, yeah.
Yeah, so at the FOS conference, we had a presentation about Metro Food RI.
Yes.
And they will set
I
up a
know.
structure
Yes.
where you also can, let's say, share databases. So when in a
Yes.
project you have developed a database, it can be
Yes.
moved to their electronic system.
Yes. It's true. We are part of the Metro Food RI, so it's for us. It's also some kind of the infrastructure that we are working together.
Yeah.
And the partner at the Metro Food RI, Carl, is dealing with the EOSC databases. So yeah.
Yeah, but does it mean that you need to set up these databases in a specific way so that they can be transferred
I don't
to
know.
Metro
I think
Food
no.
RI?
I think that we need to connect them in a proper way, I would say, to define the appropriate ontology semantics to connect them in a proper way. But we develop this, yes. You can know.
Yeah, okay. Then, Sebastien, question for you. When I was listening to your presentation, I thought, well, maybe the platform you described is more suitable for companies to use than to communicate to consumers. But maybe you can help me.
Yeah, I guess it's a feeling you have because I focused on the blockchain part of the platform. In a previous presentation, we have presented in more details the consumer part of the platform. But basically, it's a web page you can trigger using a QR code with your phone. And in this page, you can see information about events, location, raw material, about the product you have in your hands. Also, you can have some kind of marketing information and technical information about sustainability, health information about the product and things like that. So it's something that is designed in collaboration with the brand selling the product, of course, because transparency and visibility is not exactly the same thing. So the consumer will, I guess, not get all the information that has been shared into the platform, but a specific view of this information to be understandable and to help him or her make the right decision.
Yes, but I think that visibility is very important for companies to have better insight in their supply chains.
Yeah, and I think also it's something that will be more and more common, not only because of some kind of legislation or rules that will make some information mandatory to be presented to the consumer, but also because actors want to make visible that they are working in a correct way, that they are doing good products and with good practices. So it's a way to share this information with the consumer. So I guess in the coming years, more and more information will be available.
Okay, someone else has to leave. Yeah, so maybe Elena, you can bring us in the different groups, then we can have the discussion. Is that possible?
Yeah. You want me to set up also a specific time to finish the time in the separate
so
rooms?
5 minutes before 4, then we can come back.
Okay. 420. Okay. Mm. Okay. So you will be leading to the Katia, Rasa, and Teresa. You will be leading to the other room. Just need to go to the other room to accept to go to the other room. Isa, as you need to accept to go to the other room, I think. Teresa, do you have problems to go to the other room? I'm going to unmute you. Yes, okay. Why?
Hi, how can I go to the other room?
I think you
Right.
will get an invitation or something like that. You just need to accept and go there.
No, I didn't get an invitation. That's why
No?
I left.
Okay, okay. So let me.
I left and reconnected. That's why. But
okay.
thank you.
So,
Thank you, Elena.
no worries. Maybe it's. I will. Okay. Yeah. No.
But you managed that we can speak
Yeah.
to you.
I will do it.
I felt helpless.
Teresa to the other one. I think now. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
You don't receive anything. Hi, Isa. I'm going to, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Mm.
How was it in your room, Nives? Did you have some people to have a discussion with?
Yes,
Yes?
very low, but yes.
Okay.
But we discussed.
Yeah. Can you update us a little bit on the
Yes, I
discussion?
can. Maybe I can share the presentation, huh?
Yes.
We were just a second. The group sharing. Oh, can you see it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we were having 3 questions related to enhance the consumer trust. One was the first question was related to what aspects of the seafood supply chain would consumers be interested in. We put a lot of data. I mean, these are the answers. We think that the consumer would like to know if they are wild or aquaculture, the origin of the fish, date of catch, sustainable, if this was sustainable catch, maybe CO2 footprint, maybe nutritional values, freshness, that means the time that comes of the catch to the store, price, packaging, labor conditions, certification, if they are safety or not. These are some. Then the second one is what data would you most likely need to collect to assure consumers the seafood is sustainably caught grown. We think here is the environmental conditions, type of feed, environmental impact. For example, if you take into account, I mean, if there is a lot of electricity used or then tools for catching the fish, type of grown, for example, if they are RAS, organic, and the region of production. And the last question was related, how important are digital tools to achieve your goals? It offers you the fast communication about the product, helping you to ensure more traceable and transparency food supply chain. It gives you cost savings, probably because you don't need to look around. Monitoring real-time conditions, better prediction, less waste. If you are checking the freshness, for example, prevention of disease, assure the optimized supply chain, and also it can give you the opportunity to promote seafood consumption from the digital marketplace. This was our ideas.
Yeah. Well, it's impressive. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah. I'll share my screen.
I'm still not sure about if I would like to have a fish, if I will read all of the, information. For me, the most important is it is safe, it is not, if it is wild or if it's aquaculture, and when it was caught from, and region. Region is also important, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is still a debate in our consortium to see what information actually we would like to put in the passport, It's still we still haven't decided yet what would be the best.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, when you want to share information with the consumer, you have to prevent an overload. So you
Yes.
have to be selective. But
Yes.
when you work with QR codes, you can share much more information when consumers are
Exactly.
open to it. Yeah. I'll quickly update you on our conversation. The first question was, how important is blockchain technology for full traceability? And this was linked to the header that I took from the website of Tilkal, the company Sebastien is working for. He said, well, it is possible without blockchain, but this was a possibility when they were starting and listing what was needed. Then blockchain was an obvious choice. And what is important for that data platform is that it is flexible, that each actor has its own database and they can decide with whom which data is shared. So it has to be really flexible, and in this way probably blockchain works best. And we had a short conversation about the popularity of blockchain. It's less popular than it was 4 or 5 years ago, but Sebastien thought this is a good thing because then there are also less people making proposals about blockchain. And now let's say.
Yeah, but do you think I was always having the the concerns about the blockchain, do they really gives you what they promised 5 years ago? I think that less popular is because it was not really, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just asking Sebastien, because it doesn't really show what it was promised, that is my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we have a partner in our Entitled project from the Delft University,
Yeah.
and they wrote a paper several years ago, and they looked with a partner, Friesland Campina, what is needed for a successful blockchain project. And I think there were 12 conditions that you have to fulfill. So you have to be really serious from the beginning. What do you want to achieve? So what conditions do you have to fulfill? And otherwise it will fail. So I think this will be the reason for many failures when the preparation was not 100%. So then when now the serious people are left, then it's not in that sense not a problem. We shortly talked about this question. Is it possible to obtain sufficient data in the seafood supply chain to gain consumer trust?
Yes.
Yeah, it depends on the actor, the company, if they want to collect data and share the data. And well, we see a lot of greenwashing when companies make claims that well, we can have doubts if they can be substantiated, and this can be a problem for the good ones, the companies that really try to do the good thing and try to bring the data, but they have to, it's more work for them, so then the product becomes more expensive. Yeah, and we also said that the new regulations from the EU, the EUDR and the CSDDR, and the greenwashing regulation, that they improve this landscape and that they help the companies to improve. And we talked about, are your solutions more beneficial for the consumer or the food companies? That refers to the C2C project and the platform that Tilkal has developed, and Sebastien thinks it's good for both. And we shortly talked about the example of Danone, where they are working with Danone sells infant formula in China, and then the customers are really critical and they really want to be sure that they buy a European product. So but then there's reason like security and health and food fraud that is behind. And then in those conditions, it's maybe even necessary to do this as a company. And then we shortly talked about a question of mine about a common language, which is something that Sebastien mentioned. And he was really happy that GS1 has developed a supply chain language that they could use because they needed one, and then they didn't need to develop one. And we hope that more partners companies will be using this language, because then it can really become the standard and be a common language. That's it from our side. I don't know if there are any other questions or remarks.
No
Now that I
remark.
can.
Yeah.
We are the same, Sebastian. Now that we can unmute ourselves.
Okay.
We had some technical issues. I just wanted to add, I think that's not only the most important bits, but I think the future will actually go to the same direction, because there is more pressure on the chain, I feel, because of prices. So I think that all what we do or discuss is very relevant and timely. Just wanted to say, but Sebastian, you go.
No. I have no specific remark on. I think also that all this will be more and more available in the next few years. It will be very natural to get all information about the product we buy, be it seafood or any kind of product. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, I thank you all very much. I thank Nives and Sebastien for your presentation. They will be put online. We will inform you when they are available on the Titan website. I would like to thank Elena and Aphrodite for helping to organize this webinar, and all the other participants for listening in. Thank you all very much.
Do you just
Thank you.
the question I have? Do you want these questions to send it to you that we
Yes,
have?
yeah,
Yes,
that would be nice.
and
Would be
also the
nice.
presentation, probably, no? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would also be nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you,
you very
Edward.
much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Bye bye.
Bye.